Hi everyone, welcome back to Tina on Phenomenal Beauty. So I just wanted to share with you a little order I did from Sephora, and I got it shipped through the mail for order at WannitUS. Now I did one a little while ago, which I will link down below. And what I want to do is do a sort of a comparison, a little overview and review of WannitUS, the mail order, since I did one for MyUS, which I'll link that down below as well. But because I've got one more order to come through WannitUS from Camera Ready Cosmetics, should be here within a week or so, I will do that. I'll show that little haul, and then I'll do that sort of separate sort of comparison and review for those of you interested. Anyway, I'll get to this little haul. So I've got the box here, and it's 12 by 6 by 6 if you're curious, and the sort of dimensions, and the weight, I think it was over a pound. I'll put the exact dimensions and details down below, but for the actual package it cost me $67.30 USD to get it forwarded from the US. Now the actual warehouse or distributor warehouse for WannitUS is in New Jersey. Now they do ship actually worldwide, so it's not just to Australia or to New Zealand, it's to most of the countries, and you can see the details on the site. I'll put a link down below to that, but like I said, I'll put more of that information and those details in that post that'll be coming in a few weeks time. Now when I got the package and opened it up, what I do like about WannitUS is they actually do sort of repackage everything. So it comes from Sephora, and then what they actually do is they'll repackage everything to ship via their courier, which is FedEx. And it's express shipping as well, but everything was sort of in these little tissue paper. So I opened it up, it was well padded with white tissue paper. You get the little letter from WannitUS as well, which I think is a nice little touch. And then obviously I got the con note and the shipping details from Sephora, and obviously show you all my details there. But I actually got 13 items in total. That's including the rewards points items I picked, as well as the samples. But I only got 12. It looks like they couldn't ship one of the items, which is the perfume. It's one of the Tory. I just did a sample size perfume. Now I'm not sure if that is through WannitUS or just from Sephora. I'll have to double check, and I'll put a little annotation in the actual video. Because I know when I've done it through MyUS.com, it has shipped, but it cost me $1 per perfume sample. So I've done that quite a few times, and I know people that have done that as well, and it's cost $1 for the little sample sizes as well. So I'll put a little annotation in here. Anyway, two items that I particularly wanted to get was the Hourglass Ambient blush that I didn't have. So I had 5 out of the 6. Now I have 6 out of the 6. And a Marc Jacobs brush. Now Marc Jacobs brushes are quite expensive. Well, I think they're very expensive. They're more of a deluxe item, I would call it, or a high-end item. And I've been looking at the bronzer brush for the longest time, but that's very, very expensive for that brush, I think, in the scheme of things. It looks beautiful. That might be something later on if I'll save up for, if I get money for something, I'll save up and get that. But I ended up getting the Marc Jacobs Face 2 brush, which is about half the price of the other one, and it's called the Face 2. Now one thing I do say about it is they put a bit of effort into packaging it. So it comes like that. It's got the little sleeve, and then you've got this nice little elegant box. So if you're getting it maybe for a gift for someone, it definitely has that impact. As you can see, it's that black and white glossy box with the silver detailing. So at least they sort of put effort into the packaging. But I will put all the prices down below. I'll list all the items and the actual prices I paid in the USD, so you can sort of work it out. But I also used I think it was a 10% discount that I got as well for the VIB and something else. So it's another reason why I did the order now. So I got the 10% off. But there is the brush. So again, it's in another little sleeve. I've been dying to use this, but I waited to show you. And another little sleeve. Oops, got a little bit of packaging on there. But the actual brush itself, I don't know how much you'll be able to see in this lighting, but it's all black. You've got the black handle, the black ferrule. It's embossed on there, the Face 2. It's got this little silver detailing there. But it's very, very glossy. Everything's very glossy. And it's quite weighty as well. I wouldn't say heavy, but it's got quite a bit of weight to it, so it doesn't feel like a light, flimsy brush. But it's very glossy and sleek, and I don't know if you can see how dense those bristles are. They're very, very dense and very fluffy, and it's got that, as you can see, that sculpted or that angled edge to it. I've seen people compare it to So I'm going to show you one of my dirty brushes. This is one of the Real Techniques, the Expert Face brush, and I've got the other one as well, the rounded one, but that sort of dense sort of thing. But obviously the size different. There's quite a bit, as you can see, not just in the size of the brush itself, but the bristle surface area as well. And I would say this is softer, but I haven't used it, so I need to really deep cleanse it before I use it, and then just see how it goes. But it's very, very soft. It's you can see, like I said, a luxury sort of looking brush, but again, we'll have to see how it actually stands up to using it. So I'm going to use it in class, I'm going to use it on myself, I'm going to, you know, give it a good break in. But a beautiful, elegant looking brush. So there's that one. Like I said, I think they're fairly pricey. I've got a couple of other brushes that I've been sort of looking at, and they're the Makeup Forever ones. A lot of the sites here that sell Makeup Forever have it's the other line, the one that has a sort of silvery handles. These are the wooden or the dark wood handles with this sort of grey ferrule, as you can see. One I have used, I gave it and used it because I wanted to compare it to my other foundation brush. This is the 108 straight brush, and they've got that sort of little angled handle, as you can see. It just reminds me of the oh no, I've washed them. One of the NARSissist brushes, you know, her original line of brushes with a light wood that had that sort of angle to it, kind of reminds you of that. And it's almost sharp. It's very odd, but it is very nice and light, elegant looking sort of brush. And as you can see, it's got the detail on there. But what I wanted to compare it to was to one of my Royal Langnickel brushes that I mentioned in my favorites, and I mentioned in my vlog on the makeup course. And this is, you know, these are deep blends. But I just wanted to try this one because it said it's a wide foundation brush, as you can see. It doesn't quite compare to this one because this is a lot denser in the fact that it's not just longer, or has that, you know, more width to the actual bristles, but it's also that way as well, as you can see. But I used it a couple of times and I love it. It's a really, really nice, soft, very, very soft sort of bristles. But again, I want to do a sort of a review and comparison of these brushes. The next one I got is the 100 pointed brush. 100 pointed brush. As you can see there, and it's the straight. I've also got a Dallin brush that sort of looks like this in the pointed one. But that's actually in my kit at the moment. What I will do later on is going to do another sort of overview of my brushes, what I'm using in the kit and all that, because that has doubled since I did that little kit overview. The whole kit itself and the brushes has changed. They're going to keep evolving, but that's that one there, the Makeup Forever 100. It's just fun. I'm branching out, trying different things again, the reviewer and me versus the sort of, you know, learning makeup artisty thingy. So it's all in the process. Those are the three brushes I got. Another two items that I got was the Gimme Brow. Now these are those gel with the sort of fibers from Benefit. I got two. I got the, what colors did I got? The medium deep and the light medium. I haven't even opened these yet. Oh, just throwing my products around. And they're so cute and tiny. Look at the size of these. That's cracked me up. So what colour are you, buddy? You are the light medium. Yeah. So I just got sort of two to play with. I'm going to try on people and use myself. And look how delicate those little bristles are. Can you see I've been swatching and doing more things? I've been practicing so much gel eyeliner and different with my pencils and everything as well, and different things over this week. So literally every day my hands have been stained black and purple and red. I've tried all the different colours and everything I've got, and blushes and everything on my hands, on my dummy, on my husband, on me, on my friends. I've been mad out. So I was just doing it before because my son had his little nap, but you can hear in the background maybe he's wide awake now. But they're cute. I'll have to let you know how these go. So I've got those two colours. Let's see if the actual tube, yeah, the tube is the colour. So that's the medium and that's the light. And I'm going to show the Hourglass one last, so we'll get to that one. This is the Nars NARSissist palette. Another item that I was sort of umming and ahhing over, and honestly I've read so many negative reviews on the actual colour payoff on these, or the pigmentation doesn't stand up to the individual ones. Now I don't have any of the NARS blushes. I have none of them. I only have the blushes and the bronzers, and and I've tried the foundation, the Sheer Glow, but that's it. So this was going to be a first for me. So we will see. Oh, but you were happily playing. Okay, no, I gotta go. I'll be back. And I'm back. Sorry about that little interlude, but it's just funny because sometimes I watch my videos back and it looks like I've literally been rolling around on the floor before I've done the video, and probably it has because I've just been playing with my son, and that's why I have those lint rollers around the house. Some of you will know what I'm talking about with the OCD lint rollers, some may not, but anyway, back to the palette. So yeah, I should have known it wasn't going to be all that, but honestly I have never tried the eyeshadow, so I can't really genuinely compare them to the pigmentation, but I really just wanted to try the colors and just to see. So you get this generous mirror and then you get the shades, so you get 15 eyeshadows in there, and they're really more my color range anyway. I'm not particularly into bright colors on the eyelids. They're all more the sort of natural muted colors that I would be drawn to. Now just gently swatching the black and the brown. I don't know the names of eyeshadows. You can see they're not, definitely nowhere near as pigmented as say the Lorac shadows that I've got, the Urban Decay, or even the Wet n Wild. They're definitely not like that, and I would say in comparison to the pigmentation or concentration of color that I have in the NARS blushes, they're definitely not there. I've already worn most of these on the eyes. I've had a chance to sort of play around with them, and they're pretty sheer, which on so many well pigmented eyeshadows I'm not too fussed. I must say though that they once you sort of put them on, they don't blend as easily because they're not as soft or powdery as some of my eyeshadows. They don't blend as easily as some of the other ones, but they do have a bit of staying power, which is quite interesting. So I will have to sort of play around with it, but I'm not disappointed really with it. I wasn't wanting a big wow sort of factor because it's not one I was really wanting to put in my kit, but it's one that I can sort of just play around on my own eyes. So I am trying out a lot of my other ones, like some of my unused sort of Urban Decay palettes, the Smashbox Full Exposure, the Bare Minerals Power Neutrals, and some of those ones, and Inglot I'm using in my kit. So in my kit along with my MAC eyeshadows. So this is really going to be for personal use. And lastly and finally to the Hourglass blush. Now, like I said, this is the one that I didn't have. I'll link down below to that first impressions post that I did with the other 5. Now this is the Ethereal Glow, and I know my nails are probably looking a bit shocking. I've got to redo them, but there is the, and look at it. When I opened it, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, along with a lot of different marbled sort of style powders where you've got the two, 3 or whatever powders mixed in there, sometimes you get a higher concentration of one powder over another. And as you can see, I've literally got a lot of that blush, and the blush is a very pale pink, and the Ethereal Glow is that very light sort of powder there. It's the one that's more of your white pale powder, and it is actually the Ambient lighting powder that I use the least. It's one that I barely reach for unless I just want to do it as a setting powder, just a straight setting powder. But really I don't use it that often, but I'm very, very happy with that. That is definitely what I was sort of hoping for, but I didn't expect. Sorry, I'm trying to use an actual finger I haven't used, but you can see how it's once you mix it, it's very, very pale. It's a very beautiful light sort of pink. That does actually show up, it's over there, and it's not sort of chalky, like it looks so sort of pale, but it's not really chalky on my skin, which is good. But really it's not going to show up that much. I can probably use it more as a highlighter, which is what I intend to sort of do. So it's beautiful, it's very soft, very silky sort of powder. So, and just the samples. So I got the Buxom Show Some Skin Weightless Foundation, so I got a couple of the samples. I got the Anastasia Brow Duo in medium brown, so that's the sample at the back, and that's those little compacts, duo compacts. And I haven't opened this one. So that's sort of, again, the tissue paper. That's how they sort of wrapped everything together. So nothing knocks. So you don't get that knock-on effect on other products if they're sort of moving around. And I guess it's kind of nice if you are getting it as a present for someone. So I got the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day 5-in-1 styling treatment, which is great. I wanted to try some of the Living Proof products. And that's like a 30ml sample. I got the Hope in a Jar Night. I still haven't tried Hope in a Jar, that standard one, but I thought, oh, that's there, so I'll try that. It's the night. And I get 12 mils of product to try. And I also got the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And I just grabbed, I've got a couple of other ones as well, and I'm just putting them in the kit, so I've got them there, so that's great. And like I said, I just missed out on getting that Tory Burch sample. Oh gosh, what it could have been more, no more than 1 mil or something like that, so never mind. And I will clarify on which end, Sephora or WannitUS. That one. Prices are down below in the USD, but I did get that 10% discount on top of that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you are eyeing up on Sephora, sort of what products you want to get, or order you actually use, but I will do that comparison shortly.